about to get so real. This isn't even like a real fun conversation where we're going to laugh. This is a realness.
You need to pay attention. New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut, America. The devil is doing his work right now.
Whoa.
The devil's doing his work right now. Between
Is
elections.
that the white man devil?
I was just calling it the overall devil.
Okay.
People, whoever's against all good things and freedoms. Yeah, often the white man, but not always.
Racist.
All right? Between elections, when we're focused on LeBron James and Amanda Bynes and different crap that is of no significance, when no one's paying attention to politics, that's when the devil plays. Yesterday, the U.S. Supreme Court managed to repeal a piece of the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
This gave black people, minorities, the right to vote.
Yes, and had many protections for people's rights to vote in 65. Because back then, people could already vote, but what it did was ensured that people could vote in a lot of different ways, so people couldn't get in the way and scare people from voting.
For instance, things like the grandfather clause that used to be used to keep black people from voting, where they would say, if your grandfather didn't vote, then you can't vote. Even though the government's saying you can, if your grandfather didn't vote, you can't vote.
And a lot of basic laws that make a lot of sense to keep people's freedoms free and allow people to vote was repealed yesterday. Now, I'm going to explain this real quick. This is how it was explained. The main reason for the ruling, according to Chief Justice John Roberts, was that, quote, our country has changed for the better. Deplorable conditions that spurred Congress 5 decades ago to require certain parts of the United States to pre-clear changes to voting laws no longer characterize voting in the covered jurisdictions. Meaning, since things are different now, we have to assume no one's going to do the crazy bad things they were doing back then. So essentially, we don't need those same protections. So now, as election time rolls around again in a couple of years and Obama's done and there'll be someone else, another candidate for the Democrats who's maybe not as formidable as Obama is, as I'm sure they won't be, all of a sudden, you're going to see states like Florida get incredibly nervous, where it's already nervous because they have crazy laws about convicts, ex-cons voting and things like that. Or
certain types of ID cards that you have to have this type of ID versus this type of ID to be able to vote.
Basically, it now makes it so a lot of people can't even try to bring up the arguments they would have had as to like, hey, people aren't being fair. They're not letting me vote. This shuts down those conversations.
Well, and I think to take it a step further, basically the federal government yesterday said that we cannot step in and force states to follow certain rules. It's up to the states to make their own rules on how they're going to execute the voting process.
Really, U.S. Supreme Court? Really? Is that what you want?
So Mississippi, Alabama,
Florida,
Texas, Florida, all of these states that are notoriously racist.
You want to leave it up to them?
Georgia. We're going to leave it up to them.
Pay attention, guys, because when the next election rolls around in 2016 and we're all going, what the hell is going on? Why did we lose? We lost right now.
Wake up, New York.
Yo, wake up, New York. The Hot 97 Morning Show.